While the estimates vary, experts do agree that the right landscaping can significantly increase the value of your home. And just like today's Ready, Set, Renovate makeover, it can take your home's aesthetic to a whole new level. After 3 days of digging out diseased plants and dried up sod, the landscaping team is putting the finishing touches on a full-scale renovation.
We're taking everything out and re-landscaping, resodding, and we should be done in about 72 hours.
The home was a foreclosure that sat vacant for several years, so the team started with trimming and feeding the trees and plants that were salvageable, and adding new ones to round out the look.
We have good anchors here. We're going to be adding some very nice Tahiti palm here to the right of the garage. Add 3 silver date palms over here on the left, and then we'll be sodding that with zoysia sod and add some color at the front door, so it should turn out nice.
Weighing in at close to 10,000 pounds, it took some expert maneuvering from the crew to get this big beauty planted.
This is a palm from California in the desert. There's a couple of varieties, but this is a Tahiti female. They're a much fatter trunk, a larger petiole, and just a very strong tree, so we wanted to get a real specimen here. We're going to use it by the garage, take the bottle brush tree out. We're going to plant it over there and give you more of an upright look because the bottle brush is just kind of framing, or excuse me, just kind of taking over back there. So this will give us more upright in such a tall home. It'll really give some nice filtered light on the right.
The 30-foot tall palm now stands proud and tall, extending all the way to the roof line. Next, the team started the tedious job of cleaning up the old sod and prepping for the new. The zoysia sod will add a carpet-like layer of green around the home. While softer than Florida's popular St. Augustine grass, it's also about 30% more expensive. The zoysia is more resistant to chinch bugs and drought, but its bright green will naturally yellow in the cooler months, something Bobby's maintenance team has a colorful solution for when the temperature drops.
It goes dormant, so a lot of grasses we paint. It'll look the same color, so we'll paint it, and it'll stay like that typically for about 8 weeks.
Speaking of color, a variety of vibrant plants and flowers will light up the front walkway.
This is the Barber Karst magenta bougainvillea, like 5-footers on a trellis. And then we did the hot fuchsia pentas, and they love the sunlight in this condition here. So between the two of them, they should really fill out nice.
The house is painted a neutral pale blue and white, so Bobby decided to add different hues and textures with an assortment of foliage.
We added Indian hawthorn. It's a very hardy plant. It's white. It blooms white in the springtime. And the holly is a oak leaf holly. It's from South Georgia. Now this is apostle iris. This will bloom a rich purple, bluish purple, and they're just very, very upright, and the bloom is incredible when they come out.
The side yard was bordered with a thick wall of green that helps define the perimeter and adds a layer of cover.
This is our podocarpus hedge, and one of the reasons we use it is we get a lot of requests for privacy. It is a fast-growing, very hardy, and it can be planted very close together, and you can get a nice hedge from it.
With the new plants going in, it was important to make sure the irrigation system was in top condition.
Getting everything wet versus getting everything effectively watered are two different things.
I get the honors of testing out the new finely tuned system. We're going around the yard with a remote control monitor, testing the irrigation system to make sure everything's up and running so we can protect our investment. Just turn on zone 5 here, see if it's working. Like a dream. And now, time for the unveiling of this dreamy new landscape design. With the bright flowers framing the front door and the manicured hedge outlining the home's contemporary edges, this former Street of Dreams stunner has been restored to its former glory. Topiary trees flanking the entryway add a whimsical touch, and the striking mondo grass will thrive in the shade of this 2-story house. The new Sylvester palms along the circular drive will only get better with time.
It'll be a pretty tall tree. It rivals with most of the other palms out there, so you're looking at maybe a foot and a half of wood a year, so it'll definitely start taking off.
Looks like this project already has. Coming up next on Ready, Set, Renovate.
I run away like screaming. Like when it happens on me, I run inside and shut the door closed and lock it.
A wildlife expert comes to the rescue of a community plagued by poisonous frogs. So you think around the back side of the house is most likely where we're going to find them?
Absolutely, around AC units, etc., where there's moisture. So,
Oh my gosh,
well, look.
there's
at what
a
we have
huge
there.
one.
You can tell by the warts and the warty skin. This is a Cuban, probably a female. Let's go ahead and get her.